Interesting week last week, and it looks like it's going to carry on into this week with the very high New Zealand dollar. A lot of talk in the press and the markets about trying to reduce that high New Zealand dollar, but really when it comes down to it, there is very little authorities can do about that. The markets really are just too big and powerful at the moment. There is very little the central bank can do. They can try and intervene, but say with the size trading in the financial foreign exchange markets, it is very difficult to influence that currency rate. Obviously, negative impact for exporters, but unfortunately, say it's just something we just have to put up with. Changes at the Reserve Bank. There's been a slight tweaking with the targets for the central bank now on inflation. Whether that's actually going to mean too much, only time will tell. The target rate is still 1 to 3%. And if you average it out over the tenure of Dr. Bollard, it averaged out around 2.6%. So that's well within the 1 to 3% target band he was trying to achieve. Market-wise, we're just about to find out really how strong these stock markets are as we head into what is notoriously a pretty bad month for equities historically. October has obviously seen some pretty big falls in years gone by, but at the moment shares are sort of holding a reasonable bid out there. Still quite a bit of interest obviously in the high dividend shares here in New Zealand. Chorus, Telecom, Fletcher Building have all seen pretty reasonable buying, and certainly on any dips out there are some reasonable buyers. As you just compare the dividend yield of around sort of anywhere between 6 to 7.5% to the bank term deposits, which are anywhere between sort of 4.1 to 4.5, they do compare quite favourably. So I say there is quite a bit of buying interest out there in the high dividend shares, and if you're interested in those, call us on 0800 867 323. Fixed interest wise, it's a little bit thin on the ground, but we are coming up to a period where a few of the annual resets get reset. And again, if you look at some of the discounting that's taking place there in the actual capital price, some of these are offering a reasonable return. So again, it is interesting to look at these over a 1 year term. Some of the Rabos or the Origin Energy, you can look at anywhere between sort of 4.5, 4.6%. And maybe as high as 6.5 or 7. And because they are an annual reset, as interest rates do increase over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, as most analysts feel they will, you will benefit from that, both on an income basis and potentially a capital basis as well. So if you're interested in the reset securities, call us on 0800 867 323, or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz. Lots of interesting articles. We look forward to speaking to you soon.